Bear with me as I share some of my thoughts with you as a former high school baseball coach. As I sit here today and reflect on the freedoms in America, I also cannot help but reflect on the many comments I have read in the last 24 hours related to the sudden death of Coach Tony Robicheaux. These comments have caused me to think about my career and the numerous players I've coached within the last 20 years. Whether you agree or not, I feel compelled as an American to use my freedom of speech to express the truth about what high school baseball has become in numerous schools across our nation. Coach Robicheaux was always honest about his beliefs, and we should all strive to be more like him. High school baseball is one of the toughest levels to coach because it is when players come to us as young men and we aid in the beginning the process to build them not only as players, but future husbands and fathers. Some coaches are choosing to leave the profession while others are being forced out by aggressive parents who will never accept what the coach is trying to accomplish. Soon nobody will want to coach at the high school level and programs may fold. Coach Robicheaux spoke about allowing players to drink from the hosepipe. This is true, as parents who continue to give their kid everything will not build strong men. Those players may make it to play in college, but often quit because they were not taught how to endure during the high school years due to the parental influence. When I use the word parent, it refers to fathers and mothers who sometimes place their kids' focus in the wrong place. Only 5% of these kids will make it to the pros. It is my experience that the ones who make it were the players who were taught to accept the truth and deal with consequences for many of their actions. Parents refrain now from teaching about these consequences. Instead, they bypass the coaches and plead to the next level, who may not know anything about the game and only want the parent to go away. Remember, the squeaky wheel makes the most noise. Stop blaming coaches and look at what you're doing. If the coach benches the player, it is for a reason. If the kid is suspended, support that decision and quit trying to find a way to fix it. Teach your kid that you as a parent cannot fix it. You may not be there to fix it when they are a husband and a father. In days past, a child's behavior was a reflection of their parent. Not the parent's behavior is a reflection on the player, and a college coach notices it immediately. I totally believe that God did not ask Coach Robicheaux his record, what team he played for and coached, or how many wins and how many rings that he had. God did not have to ask those questions because Coach Robicheaux exhibited and built honest relationships with his players to make them stronger men, equipped for the future. Some will use the excuse that coaches are not approachable. Why? Because as coaches, we are stating the truth, and that may cause hurt or disappointment. Hurt and disappointment is part of the game. Conflict is inevitable. Teach problem solving and conflict resolution rather than an attitude of, not my kid. It is a game. It should be having fun. We live in an amazing country. Baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet. The most successful kids I have coached have parents who cheered silently from the stands. Those are the ones who make it. They were not the letter writers, accusers of mental abuse because we told the truth, or ones who accused the coach of assault when the coach got mad because he threw something in disgust because nobody on the team had any respect to clean up after themselves. Instead, they used this as an opportunity to get rid of a coach who has devoted numerous hours away from his family to help create a productive man in life. This is reality, folks, and is why coaches are leaving the profession every day. Lack of respect for what we do is demonstrated every time the coach is questioned by that parent. Coach Tony Robicheaux never coached for the money. He put his faith first and was a true beacon of light for so many. Although I never played for him, I was honored to know him. All his former players who are speaking out about him were recruited by him because he saw them as a player, not only dedicated to becoming a better player, but dedicated to growing as a man. So when you share posts about Coach Robicheaux or hit those like buttons, keep in mind that baseball was not his identity. He did not care how many followers he had. He didn't grow his ego. He said it best: ego stands for edging God out. He demonstrated the right choices as a coach, husband, father, brother, and a grandfather. Can you say the same for yourself? Thank you, Coach Tony Robicheaux, for standing up for the coaching profession and always telling the truth. It taught many of us how to become better in our lives. May perpetual light shine upon you in the heavens with Jesus. Amen.